Now it's time to add an enemy sprite. We're going to use the ghost because it can float through walls, and you won't need to change the ghost code once we add the maze. So we're going to go over to where we can choose a sprite, and we're going to click on the magnifying glass, and we're going to look for a ghost. There's my ghost. I'm going to click on it, and my ghost will be added to my sprite collection. So now I have the ghost sprite. So this is the following code we're going to add to the sprite. We'll make sure you're clicked on the ghost sprite. Once again, we're going to go to events and when the flag is clicked. So what we're going to do is when the flag is clicked, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hide the ghost. So under looks, we're going to put hide. So when the flag is clicked, the ghost disappears. Totally worked great. Then we're going to set the rotation to keep the ghost from spinning upside down. So we're going to go to the motion, and you might remember we did this when we were using this in the Star Hunter game to keep the octopuses from going. So we're having it right to left. So he's going to go away, set the rotation. Then, since this is something a game and it's going to go on, we need this motion to go on forever. So the ghost will keep doing this. So what we want is the ghost to always point towards the mouse, not the mouse pointer, but the mouse. Now, if you chose a different sprite to chase the cheese, that's what sprite you want to choose, whichever one is moving around. So we want it to point itself towards the mouse and then just move one step at a time. So we're going to make that 10 a 1. Then, if it's touching the mouse, so we're going back to our controls and then get that if then. So we're going to say, okay, well, if, and we have to go to sensing and say, okay, what's it doing? It is touching the mouse, not the mouse pointer. In my case, it's the mouse. If yours is something different than a mouse, that's what you want it touching. Then it stops everything. So we go to control and everything stops. So the first part. Now, we want to start a new code block, a new algorithm for your ghost as well. So what we're going to do is the separate algorithm is going to make the ghost appear and disappear for random amounts of time. So the hide block that we put here makes the ghost disappear, but we want him to show at some times as well. So the code for show and hide is going to be this one. So once again, we're going to start with our event when the green flag is clicked. Once again, we're going to go to control and forever because we want this to keep happening the whole time while we're doing this. So we're going to have this hide and show. It's going to go back and forth. So we've got it hiding, and then we've got it waiting for a certain amount of seconds. This is going to be random. So we're going to take wait, and then we're going to go to our operators, which gives us some choice for what we want. And we want to pick random. And how many seconds we want to say, you can experiment, but I'm going to start with 5 to 10 seconds. Then I'm going to have it move. My ghost is going to move somewhere else. So I am going to have it go to some random XY coordinate that we don't know. So we're going to go down to operators and pick random again, just like we picked random seconds. We are going to pick random coordinates. And once again, we're going to use the minus 220 to positive 220 on the X, so it can move anywhere across. And we're going to use the minus 160 to the positive 160 on the Y, so it can move anywhere up and down. Then we want it to show. So it's going to hide for a certain amount of seconds, move somewhere else, And then we want it to reappear so you can see it again. And we want it to reappear for a certain amount of time, so we're going to have it wait. And once again, we are going to go to the operators and pick random and decide how many seconds we want it to show. And I'm going to say, oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to show from 3 to 6. So let's get it started and see what happens. My mouse is moving. There's my rando ghost. And it's touched each other, and that's why everything stopped. So I'm going to start it again. So my ghost hides. I'm moving around with my cheese. I score points, but my ghost appeared, and when it touches my mouse, it stops everything. Great. So now let's add some music to this part because it makes it more fun. Usually it's best to add a sound to the stage. So if I just click over here on stage, over here, it will be attached to the stage. So I'm going to go sounds, and I can pick some sound that I want for it just to keep going. Now I've got the pop sound in there. That's fine from before. I want a different sound. So I'm going to go down to the bottom where I can choose a sound. And I'm going to look for the xylophone sound. And remember, you can play them and hear what they sound like. So I think I'm going to take Xylo 2. And now I'm just going to make some new code for the stage that, once again, when the flag is clicked, because everything will start, I want it to go on forever, so I go to my controls, and it is the sound, and I can play the Xylo sound. So here we go. Moving my mouse. Ghost should appear at some point. There's my ghosty, still playing. Oops, but when my ghost touches the mouse, that's sound. Everything stops.